Once upon a time, there was a princess whose father was ready to have her get married. So he put an announcement out to the whole town. This was a long time ago. That in at the end of the summer, it was June. At the end of the summer, whoever brought him, the young man who brought him the fattest pig, could marry his daughter and become royalty. So, of course, there was a prince who had a big farm who said, terrific. The end of August, I'll take my fattest pig that all my farm hands feed. I'll take my fattest pig to the king, and I'll get to marry the princess and become royalty. I won't have to work at all. My farm hands will do all the work. I'll just bring the pig. And then there was another young man who was completely in love with this princess. He didn't have a pig. He didn't have farm hands to feed the pig. He didn't know how he was going to have his chance to marry this young lady. So he went to a wizard. And he says to the wizard, he explains the situation. The wizard says, okay, I'll give you a pig. Here's the deal. You want to marry this princess, right? He goes, more than anything. Here's the deal. You see that mountain up there? Every day for the next 90 days, you must climb to the top of that mountain. At the top of that mountain, there's a spring. The pig has to drink from that spring every single day. You have to sing it this special song. And the pig has to drink while you're singing that song every single day. And he says to him, it's this little piglet. So the young man says, wizard, with all due respect, if I'm going to have the fattest pig, isn't this pig going to get too heavy for me to climb to the top of that mountain and sing this song to and have him drink from the spring? And the wizard smiled and said, is the pig too big for you today? And there's this little tiny piglet. He said, no. He said, do you think the pig will be too big for you tomorrow? He says, no. Do you think the pig will be too big for you the next day? He said, no. And he said, every day that you carry that pig up there and carry him back down, the pig will get a little bit bigger and you will get a little bit stronger. You have to do it every single day for the next 90 days. So the guy goes, okay, I'll do it. I'll do whatever I have to. So sure enough, he brings it up that day. He sings the song. The pig drinks. They come back down. Next day, brings him up, sings the song, comes back down. And every day, pig gets a little bigger. Our buddy gets a little bit stronger. And it's day 90. Day 90 comes. And of course, the pig is huge. And our friend has grown muscles and has gotten stronger every day. So now our friend is this big, muscular, good-looking dude. So it's the 90th day, and it's the day that he's got to bring the pig to the king. But the wizard had said every day for the next 90 days. So he knows that he's got to bring it up one last time. But he also knows that that's going to make him really sweaty, and he's going to be really gross when he goes to bring the pig to the king. So he says, you know what? I did it 89 days. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to look presentable. How much bigger is this pig really going to get in the next couple hours? It's fine. It's got to be fine. So he gets dressed and he looks good and he smells good and he picks up his pig and he brings it to the king. And sure enough, remember our friend, our rich prince? Our rich prince shows up with his fattest pig that he didn't work an ounce for. He just told his farmers, figure out the fattest pig. Let me bring it to the king. So the king is looking at these two pigs and they're almost identical. So he says, put them on the scale. So they put one on one end of the scale, the other on the other side, and they teeter for a second, and then they come out exactly even. So the king says, well, the pigs look like they're exactly even. I know I have a rich guy and I have a not so rich guy. My daughter's going to marry the rich guy. And our poor, hardworking guy who climbed the mountain didn't get to marry the princess. So he goes to the wizard, and the wizard's all upset, and he's all upset with the wizard. You know, I did it. I did everything you asked me to do. He said, did you do everything I asked you to do? Said, well, I didn't bring him up today. The wizard said, what do you think might have happened if you brought him up today? And he said, was the pig really going to get that much bigger? And the wizard said, he would have given you that extra ounce you needed to get exactly what you wanted. So the moral of the story, and that's adapted from the story Holes. So go read, it's the first couple pages of the story Holes. And it's a great story in general. The point is, you have to keep carrying the pig up the mountain. If you are getting the results you want, that's phenomenal. Remember what got you there and the steps you have to take to get you to the next place you want to go.